I think it's beneficial that we move towards introductions. Let's see, our first speaker, who wants to come up? You can use the mic.
Hi everyone, I'm Susan Batista. I'm on the board this year. Thank you all for coming this evening. We're very excited to kick off our discussion about transition services, and I'm very pleased to announce our first speakers. They are Kirk Jocelyn and Colleen Flanagan from Easter Seals. For those of you who don't know the organization, Easter Seals' mission is to provide services that ensure that children and adults with disabilities have equal opportunities to learn, live, work, and play. Easter Seals Massachusetts serves more than 20,000 individuals with disabilities and their families. Its staff of more than 130 includes physical, occupational, and speech therapists, assistive technology and employment specialists, and youth advocacy professionals. Many employees and board members have disabilities and are former clients. So with that, I'd like to introduce Kirk Jocelyn, President and CEO of Easter Seals, and Colleen Flanagan, Camp and Youth Program Director. Thank you.
Just let me introduce. I want everybody to know that we have translators here tonight. We have Spanish and Haitian Creole. If you need a headset, please go back and see Maggie in the back.
Good evening. Kirk Johnson from Easter Seals. I've been with the organization, believe it or not, because I look so young, 36 years, and I came to Easter Seals as an educational advocate. I was involved in the early days of Chapter 766 with a friend of John Beers, Pam Kaufman, in getting the special education law passed and implemented. Came to Easter Seals as an advocate, and I've had a number of different jobs there over the years. And what I've loved about Easter Seals is the breadth of the services and the collaborative relationships that Easter Seals forms with other organizations, particularly school systems. One of my first orientations was to visit, wish I could remember the school. It's probably not there anymore. It's on Columbus Ave. It was on Columbus Ave, near Columbus Ave in the South End. But my first year at Easter Seals, 76, Gerald Ford was still president. I got to visit with some of our therapists working in the Boston Public Schools. So we've had a long-standing relationship with Boston Public Schools, providing therapy services, assistive technology services, sometimes vocational evaluations. Services that Easter Seals provides affecting transition have been long-standing. Assistive technology is really important. We provide a wide range of assistive technology services that serve almost every kind of disability, cognitive disabilities, physical disabilities, you name it. We have a wide range of services in augmentative communication, adaptive computer access, high and low tech opportunities to make curriculum more accessible, to create more independent living skills, lots of different kinds of technologies. Our technology regional center is down near South Station. We have opportunities for parents, teachers, and others to come in and try out different technologies. It actually works like a lending library. You can borrow a device, 2 weeks, kind of try before you buy kind of situation. We have financing options for people that need financing. We do vocational evaluations. We do a lot of vocational evaluations in school systems, evaluations that help identify interests and what will be needed to achieve someone's career goal. Try and bring a little reality into that. We have employment specialists who every day are out placing people with disabilities. They know the job market. They know what's out there. And so we can bring a little real-world reality that all kids need in terms of looking at what is possible and what kind of jobs are out there. In the last year, we've tried to take a more holistic look at transition, and we're developing a transition assessment. So in addition to having an assistive technology assessment, a vocational evaluation, we're setting up a transition assessment to kind of take a holistic look and making sure that IEP goals, the transitional form goals, they support each other, because we know that's generally the problem. that sometimes the goals don't connect. So that's really something that's brand new. Outside of direct services in collaborations with schools and families to meet IEP goals, meet transition goals, we have some community-based services that I think really affect the acquiring of transition skills and goals. We started 4 or 5 years ago a youth leadership program, starting with monthly group meetings, bringing youth together, youth with disabilities together. The past 3 years we have been running a statewide youth leadership forum. I'm going to let Colleen Flanagan, who runs that program for us, tell you more about it.
Can everyone hear me? Awesome. Well, as Kirk says, Easter Seals has a lot of different options for youth who are growing up. That's what transition's all about, growing up and becoming an adult and making decisions on your own, which a lot of people, regardless of disability, need support with that. But Easter Seals is there to help them kind of bridge the gap into college, into a workplace, into using public transportation, or just living in the community. And on top of the programs that Kirk talked about, like assistive technology and vocational assessments, we have our youth leadership program, which any youth with any disability is allowed to come in for free at Easter Seals in Boston, as well as Worcester and New Bedford, but we're in Boston. It's right off at South Station. And the leadership programs, we give them opportunities to identify themselves as contributors to society, to be able to give back, to be part of a project and part of a community that's making change. And in the past, we've done things like made videos about anti-bullying. We've worked with the state legislature about bringing disability history and education into schools. And every project that we do has opportunities for the youth to use their own talents and skills to contribute to something bigger, so that they have an experience to own that they know that they contributed to and that they know that they were a valued member of. And on top of those Saturday meetings, which afterwards I'm more than happy to let you guys know of the schedule and let you know if you are a youth in the audience and you're interested in attending, it's a great way to make friends and it's a great way to build your resume, per se, of experiences of being a contributor. We also have overnight camps where youth can volunteer, where they can gain some work experience, and they also gain an experience of being outside of their comfort zones, gain independent living skills where they have to ask for help from someone that wasn't their family, which is a huge skill to have, because that's what they're going to need as adults, to be independent and to be self-sufficient, which is what transition is all about. So we have the overnight camps. They're welcome to anybody. It is free to volunteer, and we have camp programs where kids can come as a camper if they've never been away from home before and they just want to try it until they're 22 years old. And there's financial aid available, and we're willing to work with you where you're at. And on top of the camp and youth leadership programs, as Kirk mentioned, there is the assistive technology programs and the vocational readiness programs. But I think it's important, like Kirk said, the lending library or the assistive technology regional center, you can borrow technology for free. It can be a smart pen if you or your child has a hard time taking notes or keeping attention during a long lecture. It could be an iPod if you want to experiment with some apps about how to organize your calendar and different things. It's hard to summarize in 10 minutes, but there's lots of different opportunities and it's different for different people.
You can go longer, we have time. Since I was short, you can go longer.
Oh, I can go longer? Well, I kind of did sum it up.
Okay.
Questions? Or?
No, we'll do it at the panel.
Okay, all right. So, yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you both. Thank you all.